Well, a judge who will oversee Trump's latest criminal case was appointed by President Barack Obama in 2014. She's known for giving harsh punishments to January 6 rioters. NewsNation's Joe Khalil joins us live from outside of the courthouse in D.C. So, Joe, what else should we know about Judge Tanya Chutkan?
Yeah, well, Judge Tanya Chutkan's a pretty interesting figure in this entire narrative. She was assigned this case at random, which is how this works. As you mentioned, very familiar with the January 6th case in general. A lot of the rioters who stormed the Capitol, who got some of the harshest sentences, got them from her in her courtroom. And she made a pretty crucial ruling against Donald Trump himself back when the January 6th committee in Congress wanted to get the Trump White House records and documents. Donald Trump objected to that and said no, because of executive privilege, they should not be able to get their hands on them. It was her ruling that actually ruled against Donald Trump and allowed the January 6th committee to have that information. And that was a really important ruling, not just because it basically allowed the committee to build their entire case, but because of what she said in that ruling. Really became famous, the words that she put forward. And she said here, quote, "Presidents are not kings, and the plaintiff is not president. Executive privilege," she went on, "exists for the benefit of the republic, not any individual, and accordingly can be overcome by an appropriate showing of public need." Now, those words themselves made headlines. They were cited many times in Congress and in some other cases dealing with executive privilege. Let's look at her bio and get more about her. Judge Chutkan, born and raised in Jamaica. She came to D.C. for college at George Washington University, later did University of Pennsylvania Law School, appointed to the federal bench by President Obama back in 2014. And she also worked as a public defender for 10 years. Now, notably, there are 12 district court judges here in the federal courthouse behind us. Any one of them could have gotten this case. Some of them, Kelly, have actually, in previous rulings related to January 6 cases, slammed Donald Trump personally. One judge called him a charlatan. Others have been very critical of his behavior and have expressed that in very personal terms in their rulings. Judge Chutkan here has not really done that. So whether that gives her a level of, objectivity, I'm not sure. You may hear Donald Trump still paint her as someone who he thinks is unfair or biased. But at least when it comes to criticizing Donald Trump very personally, she is not one of the judges who has done that. And again, there are a couple here who operate in this courthouse behind me who have.
All right, important context. Joe Khalil, thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.